It's a Thursday and there's a game of footy on. You're watching AFL.com.au. Hello everyone, Matt Thompson with you. Before we get into the news of the day, Chris Johnson is here to take a look at West Coast and Carlton tonight at Subiaco. Where's this going to be won and lost, Chris?
Look, everyone's talking about Carlton need to find more avenues to goal, and I think that's the one area where if Carlton are to win the game, that's where it's going to be won or lost, and they'll have to find other avenues rather than looking at their small forwards.
Now let's talk about the Eagles, obviously the most dynamic ruck combination in the game.
Yeah, look, Nick Naitanui and Cox, they've been going fantastic this year, and they will be relying on them to be able to get first use to their midfields, and Nick Naitanui to be able to move around the ground as he does, as well as Cox. So I reckon that's going to be a key asset for him coming into this game tonight. And
a couple of key inclusions for the Blues in both Scotland and, more importantly, perhaps Carazzo.
Yeah, Carazzo is going to be a massive get. He can actually get 30 possessions plus and then shut somebody down as well. And he's Scotland. He's been around for a long time. He's going to be a massive inclusion for them. He's going to be able to rack up quite a bit as well and cover the ground.
The Blues have a big following over in Perth. What do you reckon? Can they get the job done against the Eagles? It's going to be tough, isn't it?
Look, it's going to be big asks for them to travel all that way, but they have had a good record there and they've got a great support, so a great opportunity for them, but I think they might just fall short by a couple of points.
Chris, thanks as always for your time. Let's take a look now at the rest of the day's footy news. Saints ruckman Ben McAvoy returning from his knee injury, and Sam Fisher finally set to rejoin his teammates despite being due back weeks ago from a hamstring injury.
I think setback's probably too strong a term, but whenever someone's in recovery from an injury, sometimes they take two steps forwards and one step backwards. So we probably thought he might have been a week or two earlier, but he's such an important asset to us that there was certainly going to be no risk going forward. But he's available and we look forward to him having an impact.
Richmond will head to Skoda Stadium to face Greater Western Sydney, and Jack Riewoldt will be there, according to Damien Hardwick. The Tigers' goal-kicking machine injured his ankle in the loss to Fremantle and trained only lightly at Punt Road today.
I think he'll be fine, actually. It's been a great lesson for our younger players how much you put into it. Like, he's been sleeping about 3 hours on and off and icing it every 3 hours. So we're very, very confident he'll play, which is a great credit to Jack and the work he's put in to get himself available for this game.
On the hunt for back-to-back upsets, albeit separated by a bye, the Lions will look to limit the buddy factor by winning the midfield battle against the Hawks.
I think that's what the game's going to come down to again. I think it has the last few weeks, and it's about limiting their opportunities inside 50 and making sure we give our forwards a chance, because we've got a good forward line that can kick a good score on any given day, and you've seen that last week we kicked 9 goals, or a fortnight ago now, I think we kicked 9 goals in the last quarter. So it's just about giving our forwards opportunity, and it's probably going to come down to the midfield battle and make sure that Big Benny Hudson gets his hands on the ball.
And after being honoured in a gala ceremony last night at Crown, some of the Hall of Fame inductees and legend Barry Cable have helped unveil their plaques at the MCG's National Sports Museum.
Very surreal to see my own face up there now, and it's obviously a great honour.
And I feel really, really humble about it, and very delighted, by the way. But yeah, it probably won't quite sink in for quite some time yet.
I'm glad that actually when we unveiled it that I actually had a footy in my hands, because it's actually nice to know that I did get the footy when I used to play at times. So it's pretty much cements what it's all about, coming here today and actually seeing it.
And South Australian football has been so important to me. It's probably been my whole life, and it's given me so much. It's really important that we have another South Australian, regardless of who it is, recognised in a national institution like this. So
very proud. He would have been so excited. He would have been over the moon with all of this attention. So good. Yeah.
Do you like the photo? Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, I have seen it before, but I do. That's one of my favourite photos of his playing days in Melbourne. Yeah, it's great.
But the celebrations come amid some frustration about pre-event leaks, which saw names revealed ahead of the night by certain media outlets.
It does, very much spoil the surprise, and obviously you just don't know how many people actually know, because you've got to put the function together, you've got to put all the video packages, and then you obviously have to tell the people who are actually going in, and then you've got to hope that they don't tell anyone, even though you probably really want to.
It's very hard to keep it a secret, but it would be good if obviously the media didn't bring it out, because then everyone knows, obviously. So it'd be great if they can maybe respect that next year and not let the wider public know.
Yeah, it's a good point, isn't it? We do want to make sure that this remains one of the most special occasions on the football calendar. I think everyone agrees it was last night. Check out the National Sports Museum of the MCG as well. It's a great display there with the Australian Football Hall of Fame. Looking forward to the footy tonight. It is the Eagles and the Blues. That is the very latest from us here at afl.com.au. Make sure you click back soon.